mussels. O sea, es virgen todo. Y hay animales también como estos que son nativos de acá y que son salvajes.
Hey, stop it.
No, se lo come todo.
What do you want? More 6? It's okay, baby.
Yeah, the white ones.
Mommy's got one for you.
That's what she needs, that quake tree.
Yes, this is the last coverture for the...
See, I knew what you were talking about. We knew what you were talking about. This is goat.
It got damaged before we got it. We got it.
Hi, Berr. Hey. Beautiful, yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And the outfitter took him, and this came out of the outfitter's mouths. He took him way up in the mountains above Du Bois with a pack string of horses, loaded heavy, and Butch told him that's as far as you go. And 3 days later, Butch returned with the mules unloaded back to the guide. So the myth or the legend around Du Bois is that all of Butch and Sundance's gold is buried. They think
Still?
they think he hired that
Still there?
outfitter and buried his gold up in the mountains up above Du Bois where he was living. People have been looking for it ever since. I think it was a store. Butch Cassidy stayed in this lodge many times. One of his favorite places.
Acá estamos entrando. Ok. Este es el shop Primitive Instinct, donde vende sus artesanías que él hace con todo el tema indio, todo con los cheyennes.
Obsidian, volcanic glass.
What, Berr?
I cut myself a lot
Ajá.
doing this. Lots of cuts.
Lots of cut. What is this?
Mule deer.
Smell beautiful. Wow, yes.
This
Nos va a contar
is the center
algo.
rock like this. After I've chipped all the chips off, and I reduce it and I shape it like a diamond until I get a blade, see? See? Takes a big rock.
Yes, take a big rock. Incredible, eh?
Big rock. Big rock.
I wanted this.
That come off of this might make 10 or 12 spear points.
Wow,
And then those spear points will make arrowheads.
wow.
Graduates like that.
Yeah.
You could film, I'll make a blade.
Okay,
I'll make one for you.
okay.
It's when you, these big rocks,
Yeah.
very dangerous.
Muy grande. Wow. And it would be like nothing.
Just want to play this for a second. It's my tradition.
It's pretty. So beautiful.
I've had this one for 15 years. One primitive man started with a boulder like this. It's important that to realize that the big biface, I'll show you. This is the final product of this rock, but in between the use of this rock will be hundreds and hundreds of tools. So they're not always after this. This is just the finished. This is the result of removing all of the blades and making spear points and everything else out of that rock. So it's actually the mother stone. It's the core of. But the flakes that will come off will be like this and make spear points. This.
That.
And then the smaller flakes, smaller,
Yeah. So much chico.
and it's a process of reduction from this to this to this.
Right.
And all of these blades would be utilized.
Eso todo se usa.
These are the really good knives.
Yeah.
These that I make and stuff are more of a ceremonial type or skinning knife, but if you really needed a sharp edge,
Something.
it's a single molecular edge. It's 400 times sharper than a surgical scalpel. See? Look at the edge. So when I look at a rock like this, I'm looking for Way back when they would have used a big hammerstone, but this is solid copper. So for me it's the best tool and I don't wear out, but it does the same thing, same fracture plane, same everything. It just works better. But when we start, we're looking for a spot that we can get into to get that first flake, to get us started, see? And so what I'm going to try to do is set this up and take this face off. And then there's going to be a series of small flakes that come off before I get that flake. What grinding does is it strengthens the edge so that instead of crushing, the shock wave travels through the boulder. See, by the time, there might be a couple thousand flakes need to come off of this before I have an axe head like that. At least a couple thousand times of swinging this.
Por lo menos unas 1000 veces tiene que tirar eso.
But it's actually a process of physics, of reduction. It's called a continuum process, and what it is taking all of the high spots till the blade is flat.
¿Ves? Wow.
Always going after the highest points that we can get at until this make a big spear point.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that another thing? Mira.
It's beautiful how it fractures. Just hold this again. Would you hold that? Woo-hoo. When they come off, when these flakes come off, they've actually done studies and researched it. It's like 400 miles per hour. When this flake detaches from this rock, the shock wave is so fast that it would be, if it hits you, it's like getting hit by. You see, I'm controlling the angles as I'm slowly trying to get at this,
Like that.
to knock this off, but I have to make a platform. Now, see?
Oh. Mira ese pedazo que tengo. Mira.
And the whole time I'm working it, I'm trying to avoid, see there's a crack. See, this crack might go all the way through. It's gonna break. Obsidian.
What?
See, crack.
Wow. What's it called?
Obsidian.
Obsidian.
Volcanic glass.
Mira, mira.
Perfect, huh?
But see, I'm not just hitting.
No.
You have to see where the planes are, know how hard to swing, how hard to. It takes a lot of finesse. Everything is very controlled. And it takes years and years to learn to make the flake like that, not just smash it. What we'll do now, we'll take this piece
Agarrar esa pieza.
and reduce it into a spear. time, what I'm doing is establishing platforms so that I can get long plates.
Yeah.
Because we're after thin. Okay? We want them to be thin. That's what makes them sharp. If my flakes don't cross the middle, then the spear is not getting any thinner. The Cro-Magnon man was the man that
Big head.
Neanderthals were there. He came from the south. Much more creative, much more culture, much more, they were wearing jewelry, they had more advanced spears, more advanced techniques for hunting. And so the thing about Neanderthal in Europe was he was so, it was almost like a wolf. The way a wolf attacks, he attacks that way every time if it works for him, and that he gets a technique. The Neanderthals built techniques over 400,000 years of doing it. That's a total lack of, there's no room for creativity, total survival. And Grandpa said, this is how we do it, you do it this way, because otherwise we die. And Cro-Magnon, man, when culture comes, that and more advanced weapons means easier hunting, which means more time at home with your family in camp. That creates dances, that creates songs, that creates culture. Without the advancement of the weapons, we would have never had culture. We would still be like the wolf. After that stage, see, then we start farming. And then once we farmed and learned to put seeds in the ground, then civilization got big. Because without it, you can't support a civilization. So the Mayans, the Aztecs, all of these big civilizations, including Europe, the advancements all were contingent upon weapons and the way they made their weapons. Because in real life, to survive, you have to kill if you're a predator. Now at this stage, I'll start to shape.
Ahora empieza a formarlo.
And I'm moving the edge, but the thinner it gets, the harder it is to move that edge back and forth and keep. It's almost like cutting a diamond. See how all the masses. Everything I'm doing is setting up the next thing.
Estás siempre preparando para el otro paso.
And then here at the end, once they get thin, it's all about angles. The angle has to be perfect, the strike has to be perfect, or you'll break it.
Sí, cada paso, cada hora y nos está llegando. Sí.
Now I have to feel it. And so, if I don't know what I'm doing right here, you're going to get cut really bad. We start refining by pushing the flakes off. I'm still taking flakes, I'm not just shaping. See, they're running in. See the little...
¿Ves? Empezaron.
I'm still thinning and shaping the sampler.
Yeah.
Work back and forth and shape the tip. After we've done all that,
Thank you for
see how thin, long,
el que finito y largo.
see how hard I was having